You hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I like? Patreon.com/inkdependence keeps this blog ad-free. Hey folks, Mike here. Welcome to Ink Dependence. Today we are talking ink cards. Because if you have a bunch of inks, you need to swatch them on something so you can keep track of what's in your collection, go back and reference different things, all kinds of reasons to do a cool thing with your ink cards. And these are the ones that you see on my channel all the time. These are col-o-ring cards from Wellappointeddesk. My friend Anna, made these. She found the right paper. She made this is actually the Col-o-Dex because you can put it in a Rolodex file, which is what I have to keep track of my colors. But I do like to try out other products and stuff sometimes. So last time I put in an order to Shigure Inks, I ordered these two things as well. So these are different kinds of ink collection cards, and they are very, very different. So let's start with these. These are from Tsubame. Note ink collection cards is what these are called. They come in like black or red cases, but I think the interior is all the same. And these are 150 of these sheets, which are these little like business card sized cards, and you can see the lay, I guess. I don't know. These are laid? Whatever. You can see the pattern in the paper. It's a very nice paper. It's fairly light. Definitely lighter than my Col-o-Dex cards, which are pretty darn thick. But this is much more thin and kind of delicate compared to my Col-o-Dex card. You have this sort of shape of an ink bottle, which reminds me a bit of a Sailor ink bottle or something like that. You have a couple of squares up here where you can put things, notes, squiggles, whatever you want to put in there. I'm never entirely sure what to put in there. I mean, I've only gotten these not that long ago, late December, maybe early January, something like that. I got these. And it comes in this very nice box. It has this note on top that I don't know what it says. It says ink collection card over here. And these, I think, work very nicely. So these are some of the inks that I got in that set. I got Sailor Manyo Shirakashi, which is this beautiful, brownish greenish color with this red brown sheen and stuff. You can see this Lennon Toolbar Atmospheric Twilight. This is a pigmented ink, and so you get some interesting color shadings and stuff. You can actually see a little bit of the line in the paper there, which is interesting. I got this Kala Nostalgia Spectralite, which is a beautiful pigmented ink. Oh man, if you want a bunch of cool permanent inks, check out Kala. They are good. And then lastly, I got this Pannonia, I think it's Zoldiki, which is like this bright green, and I like this as well. And you can see there's nothing coming through the back, which is what you want to see on an ink swatch card. This didn't come through the back. I don't know, I got it in some ink or something, but nothing coming through the back of these are all fine, and I think this is nice. So if you have the kind of notebook that takes business cards, or you want to use some of these things, which you can get for Rolodexes to put business cards or other cards in, that would be these might be a good thing for you if you like this kind of paper, or I don't know, just I might just throw them in with product orders. Maybe I'll just put them in when I send somebody a letter and be like, hey, look at this cool ink. I don't know. I haven't decided what to do with them yet, but I figured I'd try them out, and these worked out pretty well. And then I got, oh, by the way, these are $10 for 150 cards, so not bad at all. I think that's pretty nice. Also, it comes in this nice little box, which is very convenient. That's the one thing about my Col-o-Dex cards that's a little bit less convenient, is that I just leave them in this plastic because otherwise they'll be kind of everywhere. So this is what the Col-o-Dex comes in. There's 100 sheets, 100 pound is what these are. So this is a thick paper, but I think this is actually pretty nice. You just throw this in a desk drawer and not worry about it getting lost or damaged. You can keep the cards in there if you want to squish them down. I don't know, man. They do take a minute to dry because of the type of paper it is. It feels kind of coated, but nothing egregious. So cool cards. Now I also got these, which are and this is kind of nondescript packaging, right? What even is? You'd never know what this was. These are Eric at Canon ink swatch cards, cat. And I got these because they have these cool pictures of cats on them. There are 100 of these, 20 each of 5 styles of cat. They are made in Japan, and there's no notification here about what the weight is or anything, but these are fairly heavy, even compared to the Col-o-Dex cards. I'd say these are definitely on par. This is a much smoother feeling paper than the Col-o-Dex, which has a bit more of a texture to it. I don't know if you can really see that on the camera this close. Maybe you can. But you have these fun cat like shapes. You could do ink swatches and then like draw on cat clothes, or I don't know, give them a design. Where's another one? Must be in the other pack. Has two sides, like playing cards or whatever. So I thought these were pretty cool, so I threw them into my cart. These are $13.50 at Shigure Inks. But when I started putting ink on them, I was like, oh no. So these are the same inks, and even some of the same like inks used to write the names, but you can see they look remarkably different. Even like, actually this one is the one that I think looks the most like its counterpart. Let me find them right quick. There it is, Spectralite. This is a pigmented ink though, so I'm not terribly surprised. But even here, you see there's like, you see little dots and such, and this one looks very smooth. And then on the back of this one, you've got these like kind of weird dots. It's not exactly bleed through. It's more like, it reminds me of grease. Like if you get greasy food and put it on a napkin or a paper plate, these little spots that kind of bleed through, but there's not like grease in my ink, so I don't know what that's about. And also, of course, I wrote the names in the same ink, and you can see there is feathering and spreading, not quite bleed through, although there is a little spot right there. None of that on the tsubame. So there's that one. The shirakashi, man, if I were to just put shirakashi on this card, I would be like, oh, shirakashi's, I mean, it's fine, I guess, but you can see it's actually feathering here. You can actually see a little bit of that weird greasy bleed through thing here on the tail, where there just like was a bunch of ink that pooled. Of course, the words all feathered, and then you have a bunch of this weird greasy thing. And then on this paper, it looks entirely different. Now, shirakashi has a habit of looking different on different papers, but whoa, like this shows you nothing about what that ink is going to look like in the final analysis, right? Plus, this is strange. Then, Atmospheric Twilight took on this weird kind of pebbly sort of feeling. And I didn't write this on there until I had inked up a pen with this linen toolbar. Or maybe I already had a pen with this in there. You know what? This is actually already in a pen, and I loved it so much I bought a bottle immediately. But you can see up here, this is what this ink is supposed to look like. And then this down here, it started like feathering a little bit, and it definitely spread out. This is the same nib. And the ink looks different as well. It comes off more blue and kind of like speckly. And then again on the back, weird greasy thing. And then this Pannonia Zoldiki, there's a pronunciation guide for this, and I'm going to have fun with that. And I will learn some more Hungarian sounding words. But on here, man, I wouldn't have bought this ink. And if I looked at that back through my collection, I was like, oh, this ink is gross. Like, it looks weird and gross. And here, this is a gorgeous green ink. I really like this ink. But this, of course, is the same nib. The nib doesn't look at all the same. It's weird and kind of gross. So while I totally recommend these, I think these are great. I actually like the word cards and Col-o-Dexes, not word cards, the Col-o-Dex a bit better than the tsubame. And here I'll show you why. So I did the same ink on all three. This is Papier Plume's new Desire from the New Orleans collection. This is Papier Plume's Desire from the New Orleans collection, and so is this. And you can see that this ink looks differently on all of these, but it's absolutely the worst on these Eric. Well, actually, it just here's this Eric period, just Eric. This looks bad. I don't enjoy that. Did I get the weird greasy thing on the back? I don't know what that is. And of course, it feathered here and spread out. Here, it looks pretty nice, but you don't get any of the sheen that you do from the Col-o-Dex card. You can see that green sheen on here. And you don't get any green sheen on this one, even though I did it the same way. I just took my letter opener just now and like spread that all out. So, I mean, I think my recommendation is the col-o-ring or Col-o-Dex cards. These come in a few different formats, including these little ones called Lil Dippers, which are cute. I just kind of dip that in the top of the ink jar and then let it dry, and you have this cool little dipper, which I think is neat. But I think this shows color better than tsubame, and certainly better than these, which I don't know what these are for. Like, it says these are supposed to be ink swatch cards, but man, they are bad for swatching ink. So there's got to be something else. And there's a picture of these on the site, and it looks way better than this. This just didn't work out. I don't know what the situation is, but it's not great. So, anyway, there you go. Still recommending Col-o-Dex, Col-o-ring, Little Dippers. I think that's the best. Second, and a nice new format, is this tsubame. I think these are cool too, but not quite as good as this perhaps. Okay, that's it. I'll see you later. Peace out.